Seriously?
One moment, please.
Yes, I love you too, Cat. Okay. We're gonna yes. Hello to whatever the heck this program is called. I was ready to do an intro, and my beloved cat Dusty decided that my screen door offended him, so he just walked through it. Just decided all I have to do is push hard enough and just bolt his way in. So you get to see Dusty. Hi, Dusty. Sandra, can you get Dusty and close my door, please? Please? I am waiting for rescue, folks. Hi. Okay. Say bye, Dusty. Bye, Dusty. Okay, there you go. Yeah. And close my real door. I get to roast for a while. No, my real door, bud, because the screen door now has been ripped. He ripped the fabric out of the runner. Thank you. Hi, folks. My name's Nick Tockert, and I am the host of whatever this is, and I am taking over briefly for our good friends Joe and Trelena Bachman, as their scheduling kind of derailed everything, which meant no one was going to be doing a show at 8 o'clock on the NBCD network. Now, that means yours truly has to do something. I mean, I can't let that stand. But before we get into that, into the chat, and the other shenanigans that are definitely going to happen with this one goes, there are no rails. I want to remind you, and almost mournfully so, that this program, like all my broadcasts, are made possible in part by the sponsorship of our good friends at the Independent Creator Directory, your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, artists, musicians, and other creatives. It is also made possible by the sales of my books, including The Simple Sword Fighting Axe and The Simple Spear, all here to help you go from having never handled a sword to making swords your lifestyle. Let's be honest. You start sword fighting, it gets in your blood, or it gets your blood out if you're not very good at it. Anyway, friends, dear visitors, on today's inaugural episode of Whatever This Complete, never mind what's going on behind the code, because the yarn is on fire. Now with art and 100% more Nerf news, I will be hosting. To keep my word and get some things out of the way, I will do the Nerf news first. Friends, if you are in the pro circuit at all and you're interested in pro blasters, Dart Zone is planning to have their big blasters, their new blasters, including the Venom and the Mirage, which are battery powered, internal batteries, rechargeable lithiums, Talon mag fed monstrosities at about $50, and they are slated to hit the shelves at Target and Walmart respectively by the end of the month. We're looking at July 27th. Now, for the folks who are asking me about the Nerf offerings in the Pro line, being the Sender and the Torrent, they're not supposed to hit until October 1st. I mean, that's way out there. They're going to be way behind. So I'm hoping that figure gets moved up, because that's really going to hinder them. And for the third player in this new renaissance of high-end blasters, a company called Siren Blasters. They have had their pre-sales on, and they've actually closed their pre-sale special, which means they must be getting close to dispatching those. Now, I was one of the early people, so I should have access to one of the new Maulers, and I can talk a little bit about why that's important, either on a Nick Knows Nerf, where I'll have to rehash this, or or further on. But that's an underpump and underprime adjustable strength Nerf blaster that can go from 90 to allegedly 270 feet per second. This, with a half dart, is absolutely insane. Now, I am passionate about Nerf as I'm passionate about all things that I could, focus on. And I will be expanding my series about Nerf, but I will also be doing very soon a program for people who've never really gotten into it but are interested. Because one of our own, my dear boy, my son from another mother and father genetically, so don't get anything confused, Alec Martin, was not properly versed in the use of Nerf. I think everyone should be able to operate a Nerf gun and have fun shooting harmless foam darts at each other. So I will be doing a whole educational spiel on that. I will also be doing some more reviews on the custom springers that came in. A quick pop. This one did get fixed. I contacted the company that made it, which is Foamdemic over on Etsy. They gave me a little bit of a hack involving get some lithium grease in where it's stuck and it should come unstuck. It has performed surprisingly well for a springer, and I really love it. It is a mag and grip springer. So it pops in like this, pulls back like that, should prime a dart and fire. Nice. Anyway, this little dude, of course, has worked completely admirably since I got it and has been my constant fidget. Now, these are great because these are actually 3D printed, both of these, using minimal to no external hardware. They're designed by a gentleman who goes by the handle of Bruce Lee, also known as Lidl Dynamics. So 3D printer guys, you can actually purchase the parts, the STLs, and you can print your own. Now, I like this because they use an elastic string to do the propellant, which means it's much simpler than, say, springs and tubes and flywheels and batteries and stuff. And because of its extremely low cost, it's a great way to bring people into the hobby. Printed and shipped, this thing ran me about $12 plus shipping. I kind of did a deal. So I am very fond of this. I have plans for something similar that he released for free. And more importantly, our dear friend Rich Asplund has the plans and his resin printer. So I might be talking to him about printing out a couple with me covering the resin. Or I may have already discussed this. Because I think that there's a real future for low-cost, easy access Nerf guns. So you have that. I have officially given you Nerf news, so I've covered that. I will later be switching to art, and instead of it being the usual, okay, we're drawing thumbnails, actual shenanigans. We don't care. I will draw whatever pops up in the list, provided it's not in the chat, provided it is not other people's IP. So don't ask me to draw Batman. Anything inappropriate for age or content, because I try to keep all my things at least PG. Hi, Rich. You're muted. No sound.
How about now?
I can hear you now.
All right. They'll summon me?
Pardon me?
I said they'll summon me?
Oh no. Well, I was going over the Nerf news portion of our random shenanigan. No one knows what the show's going to be. But I just decided, well, you have an 8 o'clock slot, and Indie CD cannot not be manned at the established hours. So, the Nevermind What's Going On Behind the Code, because the yarn is on fire, now with art and 100% more Nerf news, has been a thing. And yes, I have to look up and read across the board to figure out how I did that. And apparently you're going to be doing chainmail while this is going
fuck
on?
them up even more. So we can fuck them up even more.
Exquisite. Not excuse me. I'm all for some chainmail. So Rich is going to be knitting some steel or aluminum.
Maybe if my camera will behave.
Well, there you go. That's really a rough angle to manifest, but it looks like you are set right up to do. Oh, looks like he might be playing with scale mail too, with the little shenanigans. So Rich is already here and doing whatever Rich is going to do. I'm going to run an ad for Indie CD real quick, and then we'll get into the chat. Because I have no idea what's going on. There is no rails, and we're just going to make something amusing for our viewers. God. Don't mind me. I'm munching my dinner. In other Nerf news, if you are looking to get into the hobby, now is one of the best times because the blaster I was using at the library, which some footage and stuff may be leaked later, this little guy, is only going for $5 on Amazon. That's free shipping if you are a Prime type. I'm not saying I took advantage of it, but of course I took advantage of it. Because the only thing better than a one-handed operatable blaster is dual-wielding one-handed operatable blasters. And the only thing better than that is a pro level clocking in at around 110 feet per second, unmodded, one-handed operatable blaster with hot swappable cylinders. And I say that because this happens to be quite on sale over on Target. If you're a Target circle person, which I became to get deals on Nerf blasters. So I will be doing a lot of Nerf content. I'm excited about it because I love doing it, and we might even get a Nerf club going on locally. So first through the door is Alex saying, "What the heck is the stream?" Good question. When we know, we'll let you know. Gradient edition. That's not just a gradient edition. That is a sunset gradient edition. I picked something lovely for you all. Feel the joy. And we're joined by the incomparable Dan Hollifield. Good evening. Good evening, Dan. And Alec is greeting people. And Nick is being a little devious today. I don't know what you're talking about. This wasn't totally planned from the get-go. Of course it was. I didn't throw it together in a few minutes. No. He is, but that's okay. Might as well use the channel. That's what it's for. And right now, we need positivity. We need energy. We need motivation. We need scale mail doodads. I'm not sure what kind of scale mail doodad Rich is making, other than it looks really cool. And we have True. We love him all anyways. Thank you. I'm not going to mention food I'm eating for Dawn's sake. Oh, too late. I mentioned the food I'm eating. And this should be interesting. Why thesis? Of course it is. Oh, that's beautiful, Rich. That's what he's making, folks. I laughed so hard when I saw this pop up. Exquisite. And you drew garb in a dress. How it warms my cold, cold soul. And Dawn has risen above us. And remember, she is, of course, the creator of Dawn's Fashionable Felines. which I'm going to call it that till she changes the name to that because it's glorious. And thank you, Alec. Dawn says, I've had all of 30 calories today because I'm so limited on what clear liquids won't flare my bladder. Dear Lord in heaven, woman. Okay.
Oh, that's right. It's a real shitty night for Dawn.
Wow. Wow.
Hey, I had to have that done a couple months ago, so, you know,
Well,
I definitely feel the pain.
it cleans out the pipes and it guarantees, smoother, long-lasting with BP Invigorate. I mean, what? No, we are not sponsored by BP unless, the evil petroleum corporations want to throw money at me. Anyway, aw, says Alec, and hi, Dusty. Hi, Dusty, says Evan. And hello, Xander, and bye, Dusty. He used the rails for metal work. Yeah, see? I shipped the rails over to Rich, and he is using them right now to make pretty little decorations. This should be interesting. If it's not, I am failing you, and I am failing Joe. And Joe is far too good of a friend for me not to fail. Ooh, it comes in blue, too. Does it?
Oh, yes, it's... I've done violet.
Ooh, okay, that's real pretty when the light hits it.
Green. Red.
Red wine. Whoa.
Pink with a black accent.
Ooh.
Of course, black and silver. Blue. Orange.
Oh, yes.
And then somewhere in here, I have a brushed aluminum.
Ooh, very nice, sir.
So earlier this year, that $300, you stay, you're being worked on. That $300 order that I put in, guy flaked and ghosted on me. So I had to get that returned by PayPal. So I've just now gotten to looking for new providers. And I found one, and I'm getting back into some of the stuff I was doing to see exactly what I need to produce.
Groovy. And you should have a lot of stuff for StompCon at the end of September. I mean, what? What?
Maybe.
Oh. And let's see. Alex says, yes, hi, M Baby with knowledge about Nerf. Well, Alec, you are talking to an old master who's been here from the very beginning. And we will talk about all the types of prime, how to use them, how to fix them if they can't, if there's a problem, what works, what doesn't. I'll even show you the one I've been pimping for Manda. Ooh, this is Manda's personal blaster. Yes. There's some things for it coming in tomorrow that she doesn't know about yet. But, woo! No, I'm not yeeting that. There will be love and joy. And big smile from Alec, and I am too, Alec, since they were way out of my price range when I was young. Well, on the good news, you can get some really great quality blasters for less than $20, and I'll be happy to advise you on getting started on your foam flinging journey, because there's some great competitive companies coming out. I may actually be receiving news about a potential lot of more blasters that I will be acquiring, because I acquire blasters as cheap as possible, and then I tend to distribute them to people who need them, keeping a few for myself.
I remember Nerf back in the day when it came in two flavors: horrible basketball and cheesy football.
Yes, I remember Nerf before there were blasters. And then the glory of the Nerf The Pulsator was good, but the Bazooka will always hold, love in my mind. And if you don't know what we're talking about, we'll expound. They weren't for my family per se. My brother just got them all. Well, that's already been fixed because you got one free from the program, a little starter. More superior blasters will be made available for you as situations improve. Yeah, my brother had a few and he didn't like sharing. Well, that's just drivel, because one of the best blasters of all time was actually made in the late released Rebel line that was supposed to target girls. The problem is they put it in the girl section so nobody else knew it was there. I've got the one I yoinked from my brother-in-law when they moved, but it sticks when priming it. Well, you tell me more about it and I might be able to talk you through fixing that. I wish you were local. And hey, Rich and Garb, you should do Garb joke. This is what people love right now. Oh, Garb could happen art-wise. And Dan says, I have more carpentry to do tomorrow, but I need to go across to the next county tomorrow to fetch raw materials for that. Ooh, that sounds fun. Something with colorful koi type fishes. Ooh, I see there's art requests coming in. And the honeydew list expanded when Lindsay saw the results of Tuesday's work on the screened-in porch. You know, the reward for the reward
for a job well done is more work.
Yep, and very pretty flowers. And Darth Loverboy turned loose. Hello, and greetings to him. And ooh, nice. Mando will love that. She's seen the paint job on it, but there's something else coming. Do you have any non-gay blasters? Oh, without pride colors all over it. That's actually how it came shipped, and I really don't care because it actually matches my crazy Hawaiian shirt. But I have lots of blasters, bud. I have all kinds of blasters. Heavy grade blasters. I have heavier grade blasters, and I will tell you some of the best blasting people I know happen to be homosexual, so I wouldn't worry too much about that.
As I already say, there's nothing wrong with pride colors.
I believe in whatever floats your boat. I mean, my favorites currently, color-wise, are orange and brown in a very totally not an MP7 style form factor, but still enough not to get me popped by the police on accident. I'm actually going to be doing a program about nerf safety. So we will talk about that too on one of my other programs. And let's see. It's just colors. Don't have any meaning per se. And they are colorful, and that doesn't make issue. Let me see. It does not seem to be any. Seems that gentleman was either elected to leave or was escorted by my army of modmins. Remember, friends, the banhammer is just long may it swing. Now, no, that's okay. It's okay. And if you don't like the colors of a Nerf blaster, you just take the shell off and repaint it. It's not that hard. I'm going to treat this like I treat everything in a very open, straightforward manner. So, with that shenaniganry done, it's close enough. I'm going to run an ad, and we'll reset to something entirely different. Also, about the guy who got banned, Kev Karoth approves of your suffering. Anyhow, let's run an ad for...
Which is worse, parental interference in your job, or a person with a weapon when they shouldn't have one? Working security can be boring, but some conventions are a blast. Find this and all of Donna Carlene's books at lulu.com or look for her on indiecd.org.
All right, and we're going to just go through and go real quick. They're colorful, so they aren't confused with real weapons. Absolutely. And I have blasters that on a scale of, I have one blaster I'm never leaving the house with. I have at least one. I have one I'd be dubious to leave the house with. And then most of my blasters are usually not very, well, look, this, and I have two of these, is never going to be confused for a real firearm. It will lay down a swath of Nerf rifle balls, and I will show you my method and suggestion if you want to get into Nerf. That's Goodwill, friends. I paid $4.99. There is always the chance that it won't work when you buy from Nerf, but the price difference is so vast from new, unless I see something like, that's why I'm like, a brand new blaster for $4.99, it's fine. We have to look and control, what we can do. But they don't deserve any more grumping. Let's see. We're going to skip all this, and I can't spell dang. So what I'm doing is I'm skipping the responses to all that. Not that I'm not, but don't worry about it. You've enriched my life a great deal. Short part of the time you did. If anyone takes a run at you or any other, they have to go through me. You're good people, Thesis. Now, of course, my stream is alternating as the weather does what it does. But, and he knows kick buttery, yes. I think it's time for me to hit the present button, to share screen, and I guess I'm just going to do more art. So, let's bring that up. And if I do it right, yeah, Rich can keep doing his stuff. So what have you been up to, Rich, besides shenaniganry?
Trying not to let the snark too free around the new boss. She seems like one who'd be able to roll with it and dig it and all that, but it's still, how much is too much,
Yeah, I will say you're roboting just a bit, and I don't know if it's on my end or through your end, but just as a heads up. While we're doing that, I am just doing some casual sketchery because I haven't quite decided what I want to do. I want to make sure my hands are up to what we're doing. And I'm just glad you guys are all here. I'm glad we're showing off what we can do here, and I hope everyone's having fun.
And because it's been a while since I have watched you do an art stream, you are using Clip Studio Paint, right?
Yes, I'm currently using Clip Studio Paint. However, I will be learning a new program in the very near future, and that is called Magma. And there's a free version, so I should be okay, that will allow me to share a canvas with my guests, assuming my internet and system will tolerate all that.
Cool. So, is that what Grant uses?
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I said, is that what Grant uses for his show?
I don't know, because when I was on there, Grant wasn't able to share the screen. I don't like that one. So I don't know what the program is. It might be if he's been able to share the screen. See, usually because I've been in the background of programs before his show, I have to go get food and do some other things. And yes, Alec, you did suggest that to me a while back. I do listen to you and others. It is what Drawfee uses when they are doing a draw stream, a live draw stream. So I'm intrigued by that because it should let me do some stuff without OBS, because I am not up to quite learning OBS right now, as I have to learn how to get my laser cutter going. I have to learn how how my 3D printer, put one 3D printer together and see if I can get my other one fixed to print off Big Stumpy Robots miniatures. And if I can, I'm going to do a whole custom set of highly detailed versions where I will be able to take the time and possibly do etching and stuff, as a possibility of having a certain Techno Viking scan them.
I was about to say, you also have a certain Techno Viking that is willing to run you off a few runs of BSRs should you want and need for an occasion such as that.
We will.
I can even acquire different color resins and different types of resins, so that if you want, someone to be able to have a blue army and a green army and a red army, so that they're a lot easier to see, and then also, you can also do some cool stuff where maybe throw a couple LED lights underneath the table, and put, or on top of the table, put a piece of plexiglass on there, and then run the demos in translucent colors so that the lights come up and make them shiny.
Mm-hmm. I think. Let me see. I'm sorry. I'm just playing. This is just a warm-up sketch. Nothing to really worry about, because the posing is basically non-existent, and there are no aspects of this where I'm pushing myself. Let me just hide that. Add another layer. I'm going to go through the chat that we've missed, and then I'll start taking the ideas and putting stuff in. Thank you. Little birdie told me, named Melody, tells me Nick started finching. Yes, you guys talked me into it. Basically, I had every one of you guys message me independently, almost verbatim, Nick, you really ought to do this. So I will do this for now, and we shall see. Granted, my ADHD means I will be terrible at it, but I am trying. And if you're enjoying the shenanigans I'm trying, please like and share this video. Oh, and another
One of them.
Basically.
I haven't joined that cult yet, so I can't say one of us.
Well, I'm sure they'll get you too. Honestly, if it makes other people feel better that I'm doing it, I'll probably do it just to make life a little easier on others. And it gives me another way to nag you all. And, oh, nice, you're starting Magma. I will. I actually downloaded it right before my show today. And I will be going at it after. And yes, you did. And I do have an idea I'd like to see drawn, but might need to be commissioned. Won't have money to afford that for a while. Okay, no worries. I will definitely take commissions, and yes. So like Google Docs for art, absolutely. That's a valid thesis. That's valid. I'm sorry, that's a valid thesis. Who spent too much time as a English major? That's why I can't spell or write anymore. I used it all up. Priorities first. Oops, I just scratched off one of those. Ooh, don't scratch scabs. Doesn't appear to be bleeding. Ooh, shiny. Did I scratch? Oh, wow. Alec, you also have this old god of Appalachia in the corner. A literal godfather, as it were, correct? Absolutely. Not you, the neighbor's kitty. You need to send friend codes. Basically, as I figure how to do that, I will. Dan, that means more than you know. Yeah, Alec, you're doing great. And Alec did really good at the nerf program, and there will be more nerf-related materials, and Alec will be horribly hooked up because that happens. Now, let me look at... I saw some requests. Where are they?
And I picked up my pliers the other day because when I was looking through things, I saw a weave I absolutely love and need to get back into shape enough to be able to do, because it looks freaking awesome. And it is a goof up on Celtic Visions that they call Odin, or Odin One Eye, or something like that. And it almost looks like an eye.
Ooh.
And I'm thinking, set up the rings so that certain rings are black and certain rings are blue. And it's going to look like an iris and a pupil, and I just gotta build my skill back up so I can work that small.
You know my request. Well, to do a garb thing, I need the garb reference, and I have to dig out where I have his stuff hidden right now, because I've been in the process of rearranging my files. So what I am doing now is looking up koi fish, because there was a request for koi fish, and I've had koi, but it would be easier to have an image of them, because when I think koi fish, I think I don't think normal koi fish. Give me a minute. Yes. That's what I can do. I thought they were longer body. See, when I think of koi fish right now, and let me do this in blues, so I can actually. Will you please go away? Thank you. Work at it. We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll do this. I think of the holographic koi fish that have existed in every single cyberpunk movie or game since the beginning of time, and how if you don't have at least a holographic koi fish swimming around your building, are you really in a cyberpunk setting? So we'll start with that. And we've got our building. It's nondescript right now. We're kind of looking up. It's a good angle. And let's see. Oh, you want a well-done picture of your tiefling monk? Well, for that, send me a full description. The more the merrier, and I'll see what I can do. Also, if you want him to look vaguely like you, send me a picture of you to reference that. And we'll talk, because I kind of need to make some money ahead of some things for convention season. And yes, I did just spend about $20 online, but that was because of a very distinct sale and a project that I haven't planned. So we have a generic building. What else do you guys think of? Think you want to see in a cyberpunk city? What comes to mind? Cyberpunk city. You can kick and Rich. You don't have to be quiet for the chat.
Well, I was about to say, if we're looking, cyberpunk, you always need your badass street samurai being patched up.
Okay. How am I? Okay, I can. Okay, so you want a BA samurai getting patched up. Okay, so. And hi, Johnny. I saw you come in. And of course you're an Asimir. Of course you are. You're not a totally overpowered vampire who just won't die. No, Johnny. Shiny and chrome work going on over here. We'll do this for the arm. I'm just trying to get the pose in the window. With somebody with like a welding mask on, parking away at it. Again, I'm still messing around in the blues, but we have that. And since he's a cyber samurai, we have to give like the top knot that's always flowing, because of course it is. I may mess with it, no worries. And so now we have this very nice looking up from a lower building thing. Pull this in, put the edge of a sign out here. See, this is how it rolls. It's not that tricky. And so Johnny's a 3 foot tall. Vampiric Birdman? No. Vampire wasn't an option. I needed something for my actual first character. Asimir was. Good choice. No. I keep Johnny right around 6 feet in my mind. A little taller than 6. Solitaire is like Meyer Link grade tall. So you're going to get nearly 7 in there. He's a very, very tall figure. We got the city. All of a sudden, with this little notch out, it's getting that touch of Batman Beyond vibes, which is definitely a setting and a timeline that I don't think got enough love by DC. And they really need to reconsider visiting that. But that's just me ranting. So we got some good perspective work. I'm going to throw some things to indicate some shading for me. And we're going to play it. Met to ask. Have they met the Golem? No. No, they have not met the Golem yet. I've changed some things, and they actually didn't get involved before the wedding. So they are there during the wedding as guests under a guise of hospitality. And we're working on that. Spoilers, Johnny. Oh, don't worry. You have no idea how delightful it was. It was scary, all right. It was terrifying. And no, they won't be able to make a pet out of this one. No, I'm not dealing with that. Anyway, so we've got nerdy. The samurai is getting worked on. And what I like is this guy has so many samurai-based, like, katana-wielding clients. He's actually got a little katana stand in his office. Big C. The C is for Chrome. This still could be in New Sedona, actually. This could actually be in one of the cities on my Big Stompy Robots universe. Because there are some heavy cyberpunk elements to that. I think that's cool. I like cyberpunk. I like to weave it into other stories. But we'll see. I'm pretty sure this is like belonging to whatever corporate entity has caused the samurai kind of all beat up. And we're going to just do one of these. One of these. These. Reverse rappelling down the wall will have some kind of Doom Trooper. Gotta have Doom Trooper. I'm going to have to play with that, but it's not a terrible pose. I just have to make it more so. I play with this building's design because this building needs a lot of design. And we'll just add some other characters in here. Maybe a little robot dude. I like robot dudes. And let's see. Hit the commentary. Boop. We really need to set up game on Discord. I need to play again. Yes, such things could happen. Thought too loud. Oopsies. Yep. Once I'm 18, absolutely. Man, if I thought too loud, my anxiety would be a major attack. Oh my. I'm fine. I'm used to it, but tell everyone else. I need to, let's say thoughts come out. Yes, and it gets in trouble. Tales of the Valiant game I've been watching on YouTube had a character that literally shamed a character to death in the second episode. I love that. I absolutely love that because, it should have some comedic timing. Now, what's nice about the format of this show not having a format is that it frees me to do goofy things multi-level. How's your stuff coming, Rich?
Pretty good.
Groovy.
Let's see here.
And I think we will run. I expected shenanigans and discussion, but you guys have been pretty cool just watching me draw. So that's good, but we are at 45. So while Richie gets what he's going to talk about next ready, I'm going to run another ad. Yeah, let's do this.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a tale of irreverent holiday horror, told with much inappropriate humor. Dr. Victor Frankenstein creates the spirit of giving himself. Ho, ho, ho. Santastine, or the post-holiday Prometheus. Available at Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Yep, Santastine is a really neat book. It is on my shelf, so it's pretty darn good if I'm willing to buy it. Brian K. Morris does a lot of great development. So, Rich, you were saying something right before we hit the ad break?
Was I saying something?
I don't know. It sounded like you were going to.
No, I was just so as I'm going through things, I'm refining the way I want to do some of these things. So, like the flowers. One of the patterns I saw, the outer rings here so there's 2 rings in each scale that go around a center ring.
Yeah.
And then there's a ring that goes through 1 ring of each scale going around on the front, duplicated on the back, and then those are joined together.
Neat.
So like on this one, this is the same size as these rings that are joining the center ring and also the center ring itself.
Oh,
whereas on this one, the inner diameter of the, I want to say capturing ring, for lack of a better term, is actually smaller, so it's actually a tighter weave. And as you go up in the flowers, it makes it a little bit more apparent when you're using that tighter ring, that smaller ring. It gives it a little bit more of a static look versus something that is very loose and floppy, like this one. However, I can see each thing having their own worth as far as what it is. I mean, if I wanted to do some type of stem or something like that, I would probably want something more rigid so it would actually look like an actual flower and just have that better presence like that. Whereas if it's just something that's being woven as like spots on a Koepp or a halberd or something like that, then the more loose would probably be okay in that matter, because it would be joined in a couple of spots, and it doesn't need to have that that tight top.
If it's joined to something being worn, it probably needs more flexibility.
Exactly. And again, in that case, it's more adornment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like patches. On going to my wheel with time references, a Gleeman's cloak. I'm just dialing in what those need to look like so that I know what to order. Now the only thing I don't like is the new place that I'm looking at to start ordering from. They don't have stuff in 19 gauge. So they've got 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. And some of my weaves require 19. But I still have another supplier I can get all that stuff from too, so.
Well, it's good to have more suppliers. And, let's see. Right now, the chat is talking about assorted game incidents. And let's see. 18, my anxiety attack. I got to get back where we were. Let's see. Thesis basically walked up to a baddie in a plague mask, listed the mask, kissed his nose, psychic damage. It was psychic damage. He kept apologizing and fell down dead. Oh, jeez. Let's see. Need to compliment Garb, right? And Garb, as Nick said, turned beet red. Oh, how I love that. Now he's hanging from a ceiling, upside down, being occasionally drained of blood and used to fill goblets. Fun things hang up. Everyone else at the table looking at her like, dang, that was savage. I'll save you. Yes, you did immediately try to save. You warhammered him to the face. And yes, Sharktopus, these things happen. And sorry, my friend. I'm sure. Am I going to? You know what? I am. I thought we could make a program without me having to say not the green room. But there you go. Congratulations. I didn't get that. I guess so, but I know nothing. And Innocent Baby saying this is I didn't get green room this morning. 2 green rooms in one day. Yes, you're gaining experience. See, y'all. I was asked why I don't go certain places and do certain things, and my response was to quote one of the greatest television programs of all time and say, I've got heathens aplenty right here. Y'all just make my job a little bit more difficult than it ought to be. But that's okay, because we enjoy the challenge. And easy trick for those of you trying to add depth to your artwork. Remember that line weight exists for a reason. If something is closer to you, draw it with thicker lines. Now, if this were a serious project and not just me sketching whilst doing a live stream, I probably would use the line tools and things like that. But when we're here, I don't need to be that serious. I just need to keep it up and amusing. Keep the lines moving and keep people chatting. So next time we do this, I will just ask, absolute shenaniganry out of you. I have to redraw this dude. I didn't pick an easy pose at all. So I'm going to have to completely kind of from scratch re-sketch this dude out. That's okay. Is that coming from your house, Rich?
Yeah.
Somebody shot in the background? Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure there wasn't some other kind of shenanigan going on. So we'll put the guy with the gun. And again, this is a broad strokes image. This isn't going to be that serious of a situation. Get this blacked out just enough. Because I like the idea that he's getting patched up and there's still assassins coming for him. You know what? I don't mind if my lines are a little wavy. This is the second online draw stream I've done of the day. So, yeah, this is one I have to revisit with time, but this makes for a good practice point. Oh, yes, so much himbo. But that's okay, because we are almost at the hour, which means the show is almost over. I wanted to at least get this inked by then. If you have interest in any other subjects for me to cover or discuss, please reach out. If you have questions about Nerf blasters, absolutely reach out. Because what I don't know, I can find out. And with that, I think we might just stop where we are. I'll hide this. And say, I hope you had fun watching a little bit of drawing. I hope this was better than just nothing going on. And we're going to call it a night. Rich, do you have anything you want to promote? You're muted again.
Nothing really comes to mind. Be well. Don't be assholes.
Okay.
Smurf chicken.
I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if the signal is cracking up on your end or my end, but I'm going to do that to see if that doesn't help a little bit. Yeah, my signal's just plummeting. Yeah, Rich, you need to promote your story on Apphilion.
I knew someone was going to bring that up. Damn it! Yes, my story, or one of my stories, A Raven's Kiss, is in Apphilion webzine this month. Apphilion-webzine.com. I think we're in your brand, aren't we?
I don't know if I'm breaking up or you are, but it looks like my internet is getting real spastic. So, Christmas in July, and we have Raven's Kiss. There's the link for it. Thank you. For a motto and an end here, we're going to say, stay strapped or get clapped. I don't know the next time one of these madcap programs will happen, but I hope you enjoy it. And have a great night, folks. Toodles.
Bye, goodbye.